Well, welcome back, YouTube. It has been quite a long time since I've been on camera. I had to take a break. I wanted to get a lot of stuff done, and I ran into a lot of personal challenges, mainly dealing with this bus. And this intro is going to be a little bit longer than usual because I want to share a few things with you and try to provide some insight for anybody that may be considering this. Guys, this is hard. I've run into so many challenges, so many setbacks, so many things that I have to try to adapt and overcome, re-engineer, reevaluate. And as a result of that, there was a point in time where my motivation was dwindling. My incentive was diminishing. And as a result of that, I had to do something to try to restore that and get myself back on track. And so that's the whole scope and purpose of this video. There is a lot of things that I've got done since my last video. My last video released on September 27th. Today is actually Thursday, October 16th. So one of the things that I want to do is kind of show you what I've been doing and why I've been doing it, and running you through a few things, and then show you my my one point of inspiration in this whole bus to give me the motivation and incentive to keep on going. So that said, always remember, this ain't easy, and let's take a walk and show you what I got done. Alright, just to kind of give you a rundown on what I've been doing and why I've been doing it and stuff. As you can see here, if you've noticed any of my previous videos, I have gone through and definitely did a lot of work and cleanup and clamping down of all the wiring and plumbing and everything in here. So everything is nice and set, staged, cleaned up, ready to rock and roll. And that's the whole point to everything that I've done that I'm going to describe in this video, is to get ready to address the testing of my water distribution system in my next video and make sure it all works. So that's where I'm at, and this is what I've done on this side. It looks a lot better than it used to. If you go back to some of my previous videos, it was a mess in here. Got a lot of stuff cleaned up and a lot of stuff done, so I just wanted to point that stuff out and make sure you knew that's one of the things that I have been doing. So now let's go to the other side of the bus. So let me show you what I did over there. Alright, well, here we are on the other side of the bus. There's my reverse osmosis water system. One of the things that you'll notice is I've got all my plumbing and stuff routed, clamped down, and secured. I did add a push to connect shut off valve right here. This is the water flow to the reverse osmosis water in my kitchen sink. I added one here. This is for the reverse osmosis faucet that goes back into the vanity room. I've got everything installed. I put these in here to allow me to be able to funnel water and test when I get the water test system set up. This connects to my faucet and provides my reverse osmosis water to my faucet. I mounted my tanks and clamped them down. This is the holding tank for the reverse osmosis. This is the flush water that comes out of the reverse osmosis membrane here. Comes into here. I did this rather than letting this all go down the drain. I can use this for cleaning, washing, all of those kind of things. So I'm capturing and conserving that water for a different purpose. Don't know that it'll be drinkable. Probably will. It's going to be pure water, but I'm just saving it in here, and I'm going to use it for cleaning and all of that kind of stuff instead of running water out of my tanks to be able to do those kind of things. This is a flow leak detector right here for the reverse osmosis system. I have it connected and mounted, and it's secure. The pipe back there that you see, the 1.25 inch pipe, that's the drain for my kitchen sink. And everything else in here is all set up, secured, and tied down. It's not going to go anywhere. This is the water drain that comes from the reverse osmosis system into here. Might need to do something to make that a little bit more secure, but it's not coming out. I've done all kind of stuff with it. But anyway, so I got all of this stuff cleaned up and set up and ready to go. I will be, my next video will be going through and showing you how the water distribution system works, and we'll see if it passes or fails. So at any rate, that's where this is. This is one of the other things that I did in here since my last video, and got this all squared away. So let's move on and take a walk and look at some other things that I got done. So one of the things that I want to show you is I actually did get my wainscot paneling on my hallway walkway floor here, walkway here. I've got this in. This is all done based off of scraps from when I did the cutoffs for the ceiling and stuff in the back when I put the mini split in, plus a few other pieces, but this is all just scrap pieces that I reused from what I cut off from up there. So I reused and repurposed all of that, got that all in. This is the vent that provides the intake for my cooling fans. Got one on this side too for the cooling fans on this side. As you can see, I've got some paneling that's coming up here. All of the bottom wainscoting is in up to this point. I need to carry it on. I'm waiting for more ceiling work and scraps to be able to finish this out. I don't want to be cutting up full pieces to do this stuff. I'm going to reuse scraps to make sure that I don't waste anything. I have very minimal waste on this paneling so far to date. Another update that I want to provide you, that not really related to this video, but it's an important update because it has helped tremendously.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
One of the things that I did was I added these vents on top of my cooling fans to actually funnel the airflow. They were just blowing straight up. So what I did was I added these vents, and I have one on each fan to more or less direct the airflow into this area. It has made a huge difference in the temperatures. One of the other things that I did is I added this fan back here to take the heat radiating off of the top of the inverter and point it directly out to these fans right here, so it blows out into the hallway. Coming over to this side,
you are currently being recorded.
You can see that I added the two fans over here the same way. I did the exact same thing over here, taking the heat directly radiating off of the inverters and pointing it directly towards the exhaust fan so that it escapes the room. It has helped a lot. For this area right here, I have a diverter vent that would go on a house to more or less take a floor vent and point it out into the room. I'm going to install that on top of this so that it actually blows the air back into the equipment cabinet. I'm getting ready to build a door for this right here. This is going to be a storage area for fuses, all kind of basic maintenance stuff. I'm going to use this cabinet as a maintenance cabinet and put anything and everything that I can possibly fit in it in there. And that's what that is. So let's move on and go further into what this video is all about. So the next thing that I want to share with you, if you remember on my previous videos, I didn't have this wall in, and I didn't have the backer board up here for the top of the shower over here. It was open just like this. I still need to do this side, but I had to do this so that as you can see, I have my shower valve in. I have my outputs for my topside shower, my handheld shower. I had to get all of that stuff in so that I could actually test the plumbing out and make sure that everything worked. So that's in place and ready to go. So as soon as I run through the water test, I'll show you how all that works. And I got that done. had to get all of this taken care of and get the plumbing in and installed so that all worked. And now let's go to the whole point and purpose of this video. So one of the things, if you'll remember, is in a previous video, and I'm doing a flashback on that, but when I installed the RV windows, I showed you the bathroom, and it was bare plywood walls, open ceiling, everything was all opened up and nothing was finished. I had the vanity sitting in there, as you can see, and that was about it. So the whole purpose of this video and my inspiration and motivation was to transform what you see on the screen now into this. This is my vanity room, guys. It is done. It is complete. It is ready to go. I have my composting toilet in and built and ready to go. As you can see, if I lift the lid, composting toilet, I have a bucket down there, urine diverter up in the front. All the plumbing is in place. I just need to install my gray water tank on this side to be able to collect all of that stuff. This was my inspiration. I needed something to show me where I was going and what it was going to look like when I was done. So first thing I want to do is run through the build aspects of it, and then after I do that, I'll run through and explain some of the design aspects of it. So in order for me to pull this off, the first thing I had to do behind here was get all of that insulation completed, and everybody knows how much I love to do insulation work, but I had to get all the insulation completed behind here. As you can see over here real quick, doing all of that insulation work up there. Excuse me. I got all of that stuff done. Next thing that I did was I put in my furring strips across the top of the ceiling, like you see right here. Put my reflectix in, put the furring strips up there, and then put that plywood up there. All the plywood is glued and stapled. When I put it in, I use my clamps that I have right there and forced this stuff up, glued it in, made sure it was all nice and tight and secure. Got the plywood glued up, stapled. I used screws to provide the initial support with the clamps and stapled it. After everything was set, I took the screws out, took the clamps out, everything stayed in place, and then I put in my ceiling panel. I love the way this looks. I love the way that it turned out. Provides a different and nice accent to the room, and it works well with the cedar. I used the rope trim to go across and cover up all of the seams, because it is extremely difficult to try to do anything with wood on curved surfaces, so I used the rope. I've seen that done in so many different places. I really liked it, and I decided to use it myself. One of the next things that I had to do was, this actually covers up this channel that you see on this side right here, from here down. That's what this is covering up on this side. Now, the challenge that I had was that this ceiling panel did not come down as far as I wanted. I originally wanted this wood to be directly onto the cedar plank and marry up to the tile. Didn't work that way. So what I had to do was I came in and put an 1.5 inch 1x2 on the bottom, have it all nailed into there. Gets me out far enough where this comes in and ties in very nicely. The edge of the actual ceiling panel is right at the edge of the board here, so it worked out really well. Screwed it all up. I do have this stuff all screwed in on the top side here and the bottom side here, and the whole purpose of that is maintenance. If I ever need to get in there to my air conditioning lines and to my wiring or anything like that, I can just take this all out. I built this shelf and put it in here for a little extra storage. This is a very small space, and storage is at a premium, so I built this shelf and put it in. Again, it is screwed in. As you can see right there, I have a screw there, I have a screw there, I have a screw there, and I have a screw there. So all of these things that you see in here are removable so that I can get this out and actually do maintenance in the bathroom. My medicine cabinet over here with the mirror on it and stuff, this was an idea I had a very long time ago, and I was really happy with it. The unfortunate thing about it is that in my best guess estimates for figuring out the size of this thing, it was too big. So what I wound up having to do was I wound up having to cut it right here. There was a shelf that went across here, and that shelf was about right here, so it was just too low and I couldn't do anything with it. Didn't have enough room to raise it up, so I basically just cut the bottom of the medicine cabinet out to give me the clearance and was able to get this thing put in. Notice I've got the hook and latch fasteners on here, so that if we're going down the road, it's not going to come open. Acceleration will pull it this way. It's not going to come open. I've got a few accent pieces in here on the sink. One of the challenges that I had to do as well is when I got ready to put the sink in, and I'll show you in a minute, but if you remember in an episode way back in the Wayback Machine, for those of you who know what that means, when I put it back together after I opened up those holes so that everything would fit, I reversed the hot and cold water valves when I put it back together, and I didn't recognize that. Did all the plumbing underneath, and then at some point realized that's not right, and I fixed it. But the plumbing underneath doesn't match what you would expect based on where the water valves are. So realistically, just to be able to make you understand or help you understand, so one of the challenges that I had, if I'm going to test my water system, the way that this is all laid out, I had to have my vanity in. I had to have everything on the plumbing side of the vanity taken care of. Otherwise, I'd be doing temporary connection, wasting fittings, things like that. So I decided to go ahead and just make sure that I finalized getting the vanity in so that I could do my plumbing. And that's where the inspiration and motivation came from, was, well, if I'm going to go that far, I'm going to finish this room. So first thing I had to do was I had to put my flooring in. And as you can see, I've been walking all over it and it's dirty and stuff, but it vacuums right up and it's spotless. So I put my flooring in. This is actually this flooring is actually a waterproof deck material that is designed to go on boats. And I put that in here because it's waterproof, it's lightweight, it's easy to work with. It came with its own adhesive. All I had to do was peel paper off the back and stick it down. And I'm going to tell you, whatever adhesive they're using on it works, because this stuff doesn't move. Once it hits the floor, it's stuck. Coming in here, this is the vanity. Open up the doors. You can see that I've got all my drain pipes run. They're all final. They're all firm. They're all fitted. They go through the floor and they go all the way back to where I'm going to put my gray tank. So I actually have set up a dry fit makeshift drain so that when I start actually doing my water test, any water that I run through here is going to run off onto the ground. As you can see, what I was talking about with my my pipes for cold and hot water, hot's over here, cold's over here. They're reversed, and that was because I matched what the faucets were instead of where they should have been. Simple mistake, but I got her taken care of. This is my reverse osmosis water line right here that comes from the reverse osmosis system, and it feeds up into this faucet right here. Turn it on, you have pure water coming out from the reverse osmosis system for like brushing teeth. Washing hands, use this one. That covers all of the build aspects of it. For the most part, I'm going to get to this, the composting toilet, here in a second. But I wanted to run through some of the design things. So one of the things that I did with the curtains, the towels, hand towels, all of that kind of stuff, is to accent my rope trim in here. And so that's why I went with the beige curtains and towels and stuff in here, was to highlight and accent my rope trim so that it kind of stood out more. The stainless steel toothbrush holder and stuff and the soap dispenser was to actually highlight and accent and match up with the stainless steel or brush nickel, whatever you want to call it, faucet for the reverse osmosis system. This is actually the fixture that came with the reverse osmosis system. The kitchen sink faucet that I have already has that integrated, so I didn't need it, which is why I put it back here. One of the other things that I had to do, which was a very racking experience, was I had to drill a hole through my vanity top to be able to allow this to mount. That made me nervous, but I got her done. And then I used, I forget what they call it, rub bronze, whatever, oil rub bronze fittings. I got these types of fittings right here. They were on a clearance shelf in one of the big box stores. These were like $4 to $7 hardware for cabinets, and I got them for less than $1. And I bought everything in my bus is going to be this hardware, guys, because I got a whole crap ton of it. I bought damn near everything they had in the store because I was getting expensive hardware for less than $1, so I just bought it all. These handles are the exact same thing. They match with the other stuff. So I got these handles. I replaced what was the original handles on this Vanity with these. I've got this here, just like I do up top, to hold this so that it won't come open. So now let's go to the composting toilet. It is in. It is done. It is plumbed. It is ready to be used, except for the fact that I don't have my gray water tank yet. So here's my toilet seat. I went with a wood toilet seat to match the fit and finish of the rest of the room. Got that there. One of the other things that I have is this is a composting toilet, and this is not a water-filled house toilet. So the bottom line is that anytime anyone, man or a woman, needs to urinate, they gotta sit down. And that will prevent splatter from getting all over all this wood and all of that kind of stuff. They got to sit down. And in order to make sure that happens, this is actually screwed down and will not open. So the only way to do that is to actually sit down. All of my wood is sealed. And I did that because I did not want any water splatter, anything like that in this vanity room to soak into the wood. And so all of it is sealed. It's got a semi-gloss polyurethane finish on it, and it's all sealed and all waterproof. So that's what this looks like from the outside. I did a lot of measuring and cutting and all of that kind of stuff to make sure that this thing would work. Put this handle on because this latch right here, and it's tight for a reason, and I'll show you why in a second. This latch right here is when I'm going down the road and whatever, holds this thing down tight so it doesn't vibrate and make a lot of noise and all of that kind of stuff. But if I need to empty out the bucket, maintenance, whatever the case may be, the only thing I do is grab this handle and pick it up. And when I pick it up, there's the inside, there's my bucket, there's the drain for, actually you can't see it. There's the drain for the urine diverter right there. I'm going to actually do some adjustments to that. I'm going to elevate that pipe a little bit. I'm going to put a coupling on the bottom of that, and I'm going to make the top side of that a little bit longer. My original intent was that when I open this tube right here does not come out of that pipe. and I missed it by a little bit, so I got to fix that. One of the other things that I want to show you that I did, come over here. If you see that silver hook in the back and this carabiner hook right here, if I connect those together, and it's really hard with this camera, I'm going to put it down and then show you after it's done. All right, I can hook, this is permanently up here, this is permanently to the lid. When I lift it up and need to do maintenance, I can hook those together. This lid will not move, will not come down. And I can keep it out of the way so I can take the bucket out and clean it if I need to, or change the bag out for the compost, whatever the case may be. But I did that so that I could actually hold that up and not have to worry about constantly holding it while I'm doing maintenance on it. And to take it off, it's just a simple matter of removing that carabiner. I do need to feed my tube back down into the drain like that. Give it a little bit of push, close it down. Everything's closed, and then let me show you one other thing that I did. If you look on the bottom, I've got that weather stripping along the bottom. That's to add a little bit of extra tension and cushion to quieten this thing up. Latch it down, not going anywhere. So all of this was necessary in some form or fashion. Realistically, the only thing that was necessary was from here down, but I went ahead and finished everything out. I do want to change perspective if I can for a little bit to show you what it looks like from the inside looking out. So I've got my hand towel there, but I've got my door trim. Comes up, goes all the way across, comes back down. So the inside of this is completely trimmed out, done, finished. Everything is all good to go. I put a little knot in the end of the rope there. Put a little knot in the end of the rope there. Got my lights in. Got everything on. Excuse me. So that's what I did. This has done a lot to give me the motivation and incentive I need to keep going, because I really love the way this looks, and I know that the rest of the bus is going to wind up just like this. Maybe not the same theme, but the form, fit, and finish of it will all be the same. The design components, everything is going to have a reason and a purpose, and it's going to all match. So I'm really happy with it, and I wanted to share that with you. So this went from blank plywood and open holes to what you see right now. I hope you like it. I would really, really appreciate some feedback. And let me know what you think. Let me know how you like the way it looks. And with that, I think that I'm going to call this particular video a wrap. I will tell you my next video that is going to start right after this is going to be doing all the final prep work and doing the complete test of my water distribution system from beginning to end. We're going to see if it works, so wish me luck. Thank you, everyone. That's a wrap. Have a great day.